Some sicko out there decided it was a good idea to put Sudoku on a Rubik's Cube, and now it is my job to solve it. Welcome back to another episode of Torture. This is insane. It never looks like it gets any more or less solved, and the only thing that makes this worse is it's not even a good cube. I have been spoiled by speed cubes. Sudoku is a puzzle with a 9x9 grid, and in each 3x3 grid, you have to put all the numbers 1 through 9. But also every row can only have each number once, and same for every column. This makes for a fun deduction puzzle, and it can actually be pretty relaxing, unless you're speedrunning it, or doing a variation of it. Wait, that sounds exactly like cubing. And if we have Sudoku on a cube, I mean, what's next? Minesweeper? Chess? Fortnite? So much like a beginner cuber, I'm gonna see if I can make my first face and just ignore the rest. I mean, that should be pretty easy, right? We have 1, 2, no 3. We have 2 7s, so let's get rid of one of those for a 3. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6. We'll take that 6. Wait. These two are both 6. Oh, the 9 has a line underneath it. Okay, well, we'll just do this. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my first Sudoku face. Which looks terribly unsatisfying because they're all facing different directions. Yeah, once this is solved, aren't they all going to be facing the same direction? I mean, I don't actually know that for a fact. I don't know what the solved state looks like, but I think I can safely assume that. And that would make this much easier. I'm going to start by looking at the centerpieces. We have 2 1s, a 4, that's a 6, 5, and 7. 2 1s, what can I do with that information? Normally for the beginner method, I would go layer by layer and solve the whole thing, but because there are 2 1s sharing this area right here, then I probably want to solve this 2x3x2 block right here. And I think deducing this area would be easier than deducing the rest of the cube, and if I get this area done, I'm pretty sure the rest would be easy. Oh, I actually have no idea how to get started. First of all, I want a piece between the 1 centers, but how am I supposed to know out of all the pieces if it is the correct piece? I mean, I know it's not a piece with 1 on it, so it's not this one, but it could be this one. It could be this one flipped. It could be any of the other ones or any of the other ones flipped. Okay, there might be a smarter way, but I am gonna do this. I'm gonna look at all of the edge pieces, and just to make sure I don't do anything wrong, I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna go in order of the smallest 2 numbers, so 2 and 4. I'm gonna put that in between the 1 and 1 first, like that. All right, so this 2 and 4, I don't actually know if it goes in here or if it goes flipped, because the thing with the centers is like this doesn't look right, but you can always turn the centers. So now this both looks right. I'm gonna see if I can find the corresponding corner pieces, and if I can, I'll see if I can find pieces that go there that all fit the orientation and fit the restriction of no duplicate numbers on the same side. I'll run through this example and you guys will see what I mean. So I need, this is gonna be so hard to find. I need a piece that's like oriented this way and oriented this way. So annoying. As I go around the cube, I have to keep my fingers here or I will absolutely lose which ones I have already checked. Okay, this one, 5, 2, 4. We have this at the bottom left orients correctly and this one orients this way. Put that here. 1, 2, 4, and 5, 2, 1. And you know what? I think I got lucky. This one right here also works because the orientation of the nearby pieces do match. Okay, so what have I solved so far? I have solved these 4 pieces and matched it to this center, right? And which also means this part because they're shared from these pieces, but I don't know for sure that this is correct. No, I just lied. This 4, I forgot to match it to the center next to it. Okay, so that means this piece actually doesn't go here because that will never work and the center cannot move. Okay, time to look at every corner again. Okay, I believe I have checked every other corner and none of them satisfy the criteria of this one points up, this one points this way. So my assumption that the 2 and 4 is in the correct spot is now proven wrong because there's no possible corner that can go right here. That means the 2 and 4 is not solved right here, and the first thing I will try next is to flip it. For the next while, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out this 2x2x3 block, and eventually I had one corner left to go in order to solve this block. Then I ran into a problem. The only corner that could possibly go there based on the orientation of the numbers, it had a 1 on the side with a 1 center. Oh no. 1, 1. The only corner that can possibly go here has a conflict with the 1. But what I do know now, I actually discovered something, is that these two corners do belong in this specific orientation next to each other, because this 5-2 requires something like this 3-1 to match their orientations. There's only one corner on the entire cube that can do this next to the 5-2. Every other corner cannot be placed here in a way such that this number matches the 5 and this number matches the 2 in terms of which way they're facing. I'm just gonna have these two as solved and try to solve the rest of the corners and completely ignore the centerpieces, because how am I supposed to know? With the fact that the centers can rotate means there's no way I can know where these go. So I just have to solve these relative to all the corners, and maybe I should have done this from the start, but this is why you just start by doing something, because a lot of the time you gain insight from your random little experimentation. So these two corners are solved relative to each other, and I just have to do the exact same thing I did last in order to solve the rest of the corners. So here, 5-4, right next to it, I need two pieces that, when placed at the bottom right, this one and this one face the same way, just like the 5 and the 4. And I've noticed this 8-2 does work. So what we're gonna do is rotate it a bit, rotate again, that was wrong. And here we have the 2-8, both pointing this way, 5-4, both pointing this way. So these three corners are now solved relative to each other. So yeah, I just need this one to be oriented upwards, just like the 3 and just like the 5 and 8. And I need this one to be oriented downwards, just like the 7 over here. This is now in the correct spot. I have 4 corners that are definitely in the correct spot relative to each other, and now we go on to the last 4 corners. All right, I've noticed an issue. I don't know if later turns mess this up or if I messed it up in the first place, but these are the 4 corners on one side that I've solved, and the numbers on the side for just the corners, they all match up in orientation, except for that 5. I figured either this one was wrong or this one was wrong, and I managed to find a replacement for this one, which is gonna be the 4-6 right here. Okay, great. So the 4 now matches that, the 6 matches this one, and the 9 matches this one. So everything has been resolved. I actually noticed something. This is, well, that's upside down. So this is a 9, this is a 6, and they're oriented the same way. And this 1 and 3 are oriented the same way, and the 7-1's oriented the same way, and the 2-4's oriented the same way. Okay, so that is very, very convenient. So for the last layer, let's get them all oriented correctly. This one needs to be like that, right? So that these two that are oriented the same way go along this side, which means this one belongs on top. I'm doing OLL now. this one, and must be this one. Yep. So this is the OLL I have here, is where the yellow corners would be if that wasn't OLL. Let's do it like this. And now everything on the side should all be oriented downwards, just like the other side. But the top, as you can see, this is not correct orientation. Well, if I move the 1 and the 2 swap, and if I get the 7 and 9 to swap, then I think they would all be oriented correctly. So we can do like, we can do like a Y perm, any diagonal corner swap should work. Okay, there we go, 1, 2, 7, 9. So that's how it works on top. And I just need everything on the side to work. 2 9s on the same side, that's not gonna work. So there are 4 ways I can move the top. So I'll try this one and see if there are any corner conflicts. There seems to be none, but that doesn't give me a lot of confidence. I'm gonna keep moving it and see if there are conflicts. 6 and 6. Here's the last possible way I can have this on the top. Okay, 4 and 4, that's a conflict, which means this let me just check this again. So this is 4, 6, 9, 8, 9, 1, 5, 6, just looking at the corners, 3, 7, 8, 4, and 1, 2, 6, 5. All right. At every point, I basically only had one option of what to do next, which means I can pretty confidently say that this configuration of corners must be correct. All right, I'm so happy with my progress. Every single corner for this cube is solved. We're just doing a quick check right here. If I ever mess up, I can use that video right there to put it all back. And I have had so much help from the orientation of the numbers. And while you might call that cheating, I call that the designer of this puzzle was not that bad of a person and actually made a mechanic of all the orientations being the same for every single side, and that makes this thing actually solvable. Otherwise, I would not attempt it. I kind of want to try something with the centerpieces. So I noticed earlier there's 2 1s next to each other, and I want to see if there's a unique spot they must be put in. So this side has a 1, which means it doesn't have a 1 centerpiece, and this side has a 1, and this side has a 1. Unfortunate, unlucky. Looks like there are 3 sides that do not have 1 on any of the corners already, which means that for these 2 1 centers, they could either go like this on these 2 sides, or they could go on these 2 sides. If they go on these 2 sides, then we have a 6 and 6 conflict. So if I put them here, then there should be no conflict anywhere. All right, so 4 doesn't conflict with any of the corners. Remember, the edges are not solved. And this 7 doesn't conflict with corners, 5 doesn't, and this is a 6, doesn't conflict with the 9. That's great. I've solved all the centers thanks to the double 1. Lastly, I just have to solve all of the edge pieces, which is going to be annoying because I'm rarely in a situation where I have all the corners solved and the centers are solved, but the edges are not solved. Wait, no, that's just 3 style for blindfolded. Okay, no, I'm in this situation all the time, actually. I know exactly how to do this. So we're starting with the 4 and the 2, all right? So I need to move this to a spot where this one points up and this one points right. Oh no, what? There's no spot for this. Yeah, there's no spot on the entire cube where I can have something on the left side that's oriented up, and then this one here is oriented this way, except for right here, which means the edge is solved. But oh, no, I didn't think of this. Oh, wow. Okay, remember how I said you can't have 1 1 here, it must be here? I didn't think of what if you swapped the centers. That must have been what I just did. Yeah, originally the 1 1, I tried it like this, and then now I moved this one here and this one there. I never do center movements, so I forgot that that was even possible. All right, the 1s go here, and this 2 and 4 was already in the solved spot. Oh, wow. Imagine if I just started solving a bunch of things without realizing that first. I'm so lucky that that happened on the very first edge. All right, remember, we're just comparing to corners. This one is solved relative to the corners, at least it seems, because the numbers are not duplicates and the orientation matches. And same thing for this one with the surrounding corners. All right, that's solved. Let's look at this one. Oh, that looks solved, actually. Okay, let's look at this one. This is upside down because that's a 6, and obviously a 6 cannot go where there's a 6 here. So let's see where this one goes. This is an 8, 6 pointing in the same direction. Ooh, that actually means because all the sides are all oriented upwards here, it must be one of the side 4 edges that is where it goes. So this 8, 6 could go here, so that would mean 8 is on the left. And no, that's not possible because the 6 would go here and that conflict with the 6. If it went here, that is possible. If it went here, nope, the 8 and the 8. And if it went here, nope, 6 and 6. Okay, so I know that the 8, 6 has to go right here. And this 3, 7, I'll just bump it to another spot that I haven't already solved. So this one will go here and this one will go here. So that's gonna be like, just do a little commutator action. Let's do it like this. It's gonna look like magic, but I mean, it worked. We have a 5, 8 right here that is definitely not solved, and they are oriented the same way, which means that it goes in one of these 4 equator pieces, and not the one I've already solved, 8, 6. So 5, 8 going right here. Nope, 5 conflicts with the center. 5, 8 right here. There's no 5 on this side. There's an 8 right here though, so that's not gonna work. And 5, 8 right here should work. Yep, no 8 here and no 5 here. All right, nice. So this 5, 8 is gonna go right here. I have a 1, 2 right here, also oriented the same way, so it goes in one of the last 2 equator spots. And let me actually explain how I do the algorithm this time, because it's like, I like to explain it once, but then afterwards you can just pretend it's magic. This 1, 2, if it went here, that would be 1, 1, so that doesn't work. And if it goes here, there's no 1 here, and there's no 2 already here. So how the algorithm works is I need to get this one here, and I need to swap it with any other edge, because you can only ever swap 3 edges at once. You cannot swap 2 edges at once. So I will move this one to here, and then move some other edge as well. I'm gonna choose this one. So we're gonna go this one into here, like this, in a way that doesn't disturb the equator slice in any part except for that one piece. Then that means I can turn the equator slice as my next move. And what that does is it pretty much sets up a commutator, and we just undo the first part and then undo the second part. And if you think really hard about it, you'll understand why that does a 3-edge swap, but I'm not going to explain why exactly it does that. I'm just going to explain that that is how I'm doing the 3-edge swaps. It is quite simple once you know how to do it, and it lets you set up algorithms anywhere you want. So there it is. No corners or centers were disturbed in the placing of this edge. All right, I have finished the equator slice. You can see they're all facing the same way. They're all unique on one side, and I have finished all of the corner pieces everywhere, and I finished the center pieces everywhere. It's very interesting on this cube. It's hard to tell what you've actually already solved, because you can't really tell just by looking that I've solved exactly those pieces. But this is the last piece that I need to solve the first 2 layers. So that means I just need something where the 2 orientations face each other to match the ones. So that could be something like, it doesn't exist. Oh, thank goodness. Off camera, I just went through an existential crisis when I realized you could just take the 9/8 and rotate it. You can just flip it. Ugh. So I'm gonna take this out like it's a cross piece, and we'll put it at the back. We'll do that again so that when I put this 9/8 back in, flipped, then the 1 will still be oriented correctly. All right. Oh, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this side, and I finished the first 2 layers. So if we ignore that layer, everything here should be good. So we're gonna do a quick check on the first 2 layers, right? No duplicates, no duplicates, no duplicates, no duplicates, and they were all facing the same way, no duplicates here. All right, now we're on to the last layer. Wait a minute, 1, 2, no, 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 what? Is this? Okay, that's not 2 9s, that's a 6. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're gonna flip that center. Guys, if not for the center flip, I just got a last layer skip. Absolutely no way that just happened. There's gotta be a way where there's like multiple ways you can twist this and it's solved. No, you can't here. Okay, you can't here. Does that work? Is this the first solved position? Okay, let's try this one. No, you can't here. No, there's only one solved state of the last layer. I just straight up got a 1 in 15,552 chance of a last layer skip. There's something I like to joke about, which is I have a 3x3 beginner tutorial, right? And if you look at how many people have viewed it, okay, not all these people have solved a cube, but let's say they all have. So if you think about it, there must be so many people around the world who watched until here, and after they solved their first 2 layers, they thought, hey, Thanks. That was easy. And they just never knew there was a last layer. I cannot believe that that person is me. This is awkward. So, editor's notes, I definitely solved the corners. It wasn't a full last layer skip, but it was still a 1 in 96 chance of skipping the edges. I mean, that's still something, right? I don't care what anyone says. I still think it's amazing.